Welcome back to the Ref Show. Mark Lawrenson and Glenn Turner here. We've still got one talking point left from the FA Cup final at Wembley. Before we move on, we'll ask these guys for referees of the season, managers of the season domestically. But one of the best assistant referees, Gary Bessick at Wembley, raises his flag there in the 4th minute. It's a big controversy. Arsenal score after consultation with Anthony Taylor. Yeah. Now, you were blogging the game, so you were critical of Gary Bessick.
Critical, but not in a harsh way. I hope it didn't come across that way. I mean, I've known Gary a long time, and he's a very, very good assistant referee. And I think in my pre-match blogging, I said for me, he's been the assistant referee of the season. He's been the best and the most consistent. But I was talking to my daughter, and the camera shots came in the tunnel pre-match, and I said, Harriet, Gary looks a bit nervous today, and that kind of came through in that 4th minute incident when I think he shot too early with his flag. Now, it's a cup final. It's the only one. Yeah. Gary knows it's the only FA Cup final he will ever do, and there's a lot of pressure naturally on you because of the game that you're doing, and the enormity of the occasion, etc., etc., etc. But I do feel that particularly the senior leadership at the FA could do a lot more to help match officials on the build-up to the cup final itself. I've been there. I've done in fact, I did the Arsenal-Chelsea one in 2002 in mirror of Saturday's game. And I've been fortunate enough to do, let's say, for example, a couple of Championship playoff finals as well. And the difference in the atmosphere around the refereeing team from the FA Cup final to, say, the Championship playoff finals is chalk and cheese.
More pressure in there.
Oh, and pressure which is totally avoidable. I'm afraid, David Hillary's got a lot to answer for this. Yeah. The comments, the little quips, the little sarcasms, the little drops there that bring you down all the time, I'm afraid do nothing, or did nothing for me to build my confidence going into that 3 o'clock kickoff on that Saturday.
You mean he's got too many people to deal with, too many feeling, too many... What is it?
It shoots you down. You're around having a meal and you'd just be having a general conversation and a sarcastic quip comes in, and maybe that's maybe that's David's persona. Maybe that's how he is himself, but it doesn't help you as a match official, I can tell you, to relax, because you feel on edge all the time. Oh, crikey, does he really think that about me?
Well, it's an attempt at humour, really.
Yes, an attempt at humour, but it's misplaced on the eve of an FA Cup final or the morning of an FA Cup final at breakfast. Whereas Dave Allison, Championship playoff finals, lucky enough to do a couple of those, David is fabulous. The way he relaxes the entire team and makes everybody feel welcome, and it's a completely different atmosphere, and I went into those games in a different mindset to when I went into the FA Cup.
The FA,
Yeah, I don't think David does anything to help the match officials relax.
A bit like players and the way they're dealt with by managers. Big games.
I think generally, I can only speak from your own experience. I think managers would play it down all the time and try and treat it as much as normal, like an FA Cup, because it's like unbelievable pressure, isn't it, for players? And anyone who ever tells you that they aren't nervous is absolutely lying. Yeah. So managers generally would try and play it down, even things like training in the week. It was trying to be as normal as possible. But I mean, you'd get the sarcasm and stuff, but that was just football banter in it and stuff like that. But when push comes to shove. Good managers, they know. Well, the other thing as well is, if you think about when we won the cup when we won the double, Kenny was like player manager. So, but no, I think you're under enough pressure as it is, isn't you?
Yeah. Right, we can move on to the Champions League final, which occurs this coming weekend. Obviously, it's Juventus against Real Madrid, and the referee is our German friend, Felix Breich, which should put players on alert, shouldn't it?
Yeah, there's no middle ground with Felix. Yeah. He's straight down the line, so players beware.
What you've got a firm prediction for this, not so much in the score of the game, but you've got a prediction.
My mate bets on yellows and reds, and Felix Breich is very, very popular, put it that way. And of course, it's Real and Juventus. Yeah. I mean, the three central defenders for Juventus, you'd kind of go straight away, think, well, at least 2, if not 3 of them are probably going to get a yellow because you're playing against Ronaldo as well. And then they've got a couple of Burks who play at the back for Madrid, who like a yellow and a red.
Yes.
I mean, Ramos he had 20-odd reds, hasn't he?
Sergio Ramos is the one. He's not going to see it through.
Has he never? Is that right? He's never been sent off for Spain, but he's got over 20-odd reds playing for Real Madrid. Right. So your man Felix is.
UEFA will love the style of Felix, though. They love that no-nonsense refereeing.
Yeah, let's hope it's a good game, though.
Yes.
He's got a duty there as well.
Yeah, he has, yeah. There's enough talent on show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, okay then, how many yellows and reds is your mate going to...
Well, I don't know, but I know he said to me the other day, whoa, when he found out what it was, this is good. So I don't know if he buys or sells. I really don't understand it, to be quite honest with you. And I think it's 25 points for a red and maybe just 10 for a yellow. So what will be interesting was whoever you go and have a bet with, it's terrible to talk about betting about that, but whoever you have a bet with, what they set the bar at, that'll be interesting. Because they will know as well about it, won't they? So that'll be...
Yeah, they'll have it worked out, won't they? Score?
Good question.
I think Juventus will win.
Yes, I do too. Yeah, I think they'll beat them.
Okay. Yeah. Ronaldo to score regardless?
Well,
it's inevitable.
Scores every week. But maybe not, because they'll be after him, the 3 central, Chiellini and those boys. They'll be like, he'll be getting it. Bonucci is one of the other ones,
Move on to, well, it seems a bit ridiculous going from Juventus against Real Madrid to Blackpool against Exeter, and that's not
all relative, Alan. All relative.
It's all relative. That was a huge game for both of those, wasn't it? And well, congratulations to Blackpool. Commiserations, Exeter and Paul Tisdale. He's done a great job there.
Well, did you see up until Christmas, I think, how low in the league they were? They were, I think, any other team and any other club, he'd have gone.
Yeah.
And Stevie P's there and Steve Perryman's there, and the great thing, he knows him extremely well, and Teasdale just said, look, we've got so many injuries, just hang fire. And it was proven in the end. It's great for Blackpool.
Good policy, a very good policy. But Blackpool also started badly. I had them down for relegation. Was one of my tips, and they looked like delivering for me.
Being a Preston North End fan, I had them down for no points all season. Now, to be honest with
you, not even a single corner all season.
Yeah,
Mark had them down. They've done one of the most difficult things in football, haven't they? Gone down and come straight back up again, which is very, very difficult.
And only 6,000 supporters at Wembley because of this protest against the Oystons, out of 23,380. 5 of the last 8 seasons in League Two, the clubs that's finished 7th has ended up getting promoted.
Wow. Well, I think the pressure's off. It's almost like a bonus. I mean, and Blackpool didn't get into the playoffs until really late. No. And they had a really, really good run, but the pressure's off, isn't it? A little bit. And you arrive there, and it's like you finish 3rd, and you just miss out, and everyone straight away thinking, "Oh, crikey!" It can be like 10, 15 points difference between 3rd to 7th or 6th. So.
Darren England was in charge.
Yeah, Darren England for me is one of the great hopes that we have for refereeing in this country. And how he's not already got through to Select Group 2, I don't understand. I don't. When I see some of the characters that are on Select Group 1. Darren England, he's moving through, and he's moving through quickly. He needs a chance at the top. Very, very good referee. But massive game. Yeah. Do you remember anything? No. Controversial?
And they're also really physical. The lower down the leagues, you got the more physical the games are as well, aren't they? So
and there's less diving and cheating.
That is one that is one good thing, isn't there? But even so, they are so physical.
Yeah. As they are in Scotland, just briefly, the Scottish Cup final, Celtic 2, Aberdeen 1. The boss of the ref show insists on a mention for Celtic. Incredible. What an amazing season. Well, I don't know if it's amazing or not, but a domestic treble. I suppose they should.
No, it's an outstanding achievement. Yeah. And they can only beat the teams that are up against them, can't they?
Bobby Madden was in charge of that. Apparently, well, there should have been Stockley of Aberdeen thrust an elbow into an opponent there. Didn't even get a yellow card. So, but apart from that, Bobby Madden was the referee, avoided controversy. Gary Bowyer, manager of Blackpool. Who else are the unsung managers of the season for you? Because there's quite a few.
Possibly. Everywhere? You mean in every league?
Yeah,
well,
domestically.
I think our bloke at Preston does sensational, Simon Grayson. And I know we have the 6th lowest wage bill in the league, and I think we finished 11th. That's 2 years running. So, but I think, you know, when you look at the Premiership, and obviously Conte gets the Premier League in terms of because they've won it. But somebody like, I think, Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
And I think if you looked at the league, and there was a spell round about March where they were falling, and it looked as though they might get sucked in right at the end. But he doesn't. He don't change his principles. And in the end, they've had a really, really good finish. I mean, you know, there's honourable mentions for Paul Clement and Sam and all those kind of guys, Tony Pulis.
Sean Dyche.
Yeah, Sean Dyche. Yeah,
Nigel
Dyche.
Clough at Burton.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, by the way, Big Sam, well, says he's bowing out. Great for him to keep Crystal Palace up. Read a story from the South London press, close to Crystal Palace, saying that he's recommended a surprise name, perhaps to some, Chris Wilder of Sheffield United for the Palace job. Chris Wilder, 100 points following 99, back-to-back EFL titles. He's a coming manager.
Yeah, and also the way they play.
Yeah, which is very attractive, very good. And this was very entertaining too. Thanks, boys. Glenn Turner, Mark Lawrenson, and thank you to you for watching. We'll see you for another Ref Show next week. Bye.